Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. Today we are with Saurabh Gupta, the Director of Product Management for Federated Wireless, as well as Steele Bennett, Senior Director for Federated Wireless as well. On the line, we also have David Peterson, Senior Engineer with ISP Supplies. Today, we will be having a walkthrough of the Federated Wireless Fixed Wireless Planner tool. And without further ado, I'd like to hand it over. Saurabh, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome to a demonstration of the Federated Wireless Fixed Wireless Planner. This is a service that Federated Wireless provides to help fixed wireless customers plan out deployment of their CPE devices. What is this fixed wireless planner and how does it help? Like post-COVID, the broadband demand has increased. So this increase in wireless broadband is posing new challenges and new opportunities for planning and deployment decisions to be made much faster. And what this tool can help, the areas that it can help is, it can help customer service representatives do a lot of their use this tool to provide updates and solution knowledge to the customer that whether they can receive a service for the fixed wireless from the fixed wireless service provider. It is very useful for installation engineers. They can use this tool to figure out which location on the customer site can they get the best signal strength with the CPEs, and what would be the deployment height that they will have to look at. It does help the management at fixed wireless service providers to understand what are the areas that they can provide service into. Are there areas that they can identify and target for promotion and marketing, where they can say, hey, we do get, because of our current deployment, we can provide additional service in these areas, and they can have targeted marketing and promotional events based on the data that they can get from this tool. And when it comes to the actual deployment team that goes there and uses this and is deploying the CPEs, this tool can again be very useful to them as to understanding what is the height and the orientation and which direction they should be which base station or access point they should be orienting the CPE towards to get better signal. So the fixed wireless planner tool is something that will be very useful for all the CPE deployment related questions and planning and deployment related questions that fixed wireless service providers might have. How does this tool actually help? So one of the most simple use cases is that a customer calls in to the service provider and says, hey, I've heard about you and I want to know if I can get a service at our place, at my particular location, my office, my business, my home, and can you tell me that answer? So in today's scenario, that answer could be that, hey, we will have to send somebody to get to your location, or a prescribed response that, hey, if it is in this zip code, yes, most probably we can give you that coverage. What this tool can help you with is, any customer service representative can take on that call and say, yes, I can tell you if we will be able to provide you the service in that location or not. The customer service representative can use heat maps to see the signal strength or CPE height deployment related detail, that, hey, at this height we can have the CPE deployed and we'll get this level of signal strength. And they can have a set script that if the answer is in X, Y, and Z range, the customer service representative can give the customer a reply, yes, we will be able to provide you that service. So the solution that they get access to, which is this planner, they can change the height, which they can change the desired signal strength, and they can overlay the heat maps onto a map view or a satellite view, and be able to get more details if a subscriber or a customer, potential customer, has more questions around it. The CPE height for the and the same thing if we take it for a installer or deployment team decision, they can change the CPE height and see at what height they will be able to get the maximum signal strength. It also gives, as you can, as we'll walk you through the demo, it also gives you view of signal strength available from all deployed access points in a particular location. So the deployment team can focus also on, hey, if I want to get the best signal, this is the my radio should be oriented in the direction of this particular access point or base station. And in terms of signal strength, you can also, the tool gives you the ability to view the signal strength in the whole spectrum from -100 to -40 dBm. So that allows the deployment team to figure out what level of signal strength will be sufficient for the device that they are trying to install there. So it does not limit you to be it does not constrain the deployment and planning team to use only one type of device. This tool can be used to work with any type of device, any vendor, any type of device that can operate in the 3 gigahertz spectrum. The other service that it can be used for is the customer can see that, okay, if there, what is the coverage footprint of my network? So my network, I have deployed n number of access points or base stations. What is my footprint, and where do I if they already know where they have a denser deployment and where they have less dense deployment of CPEs, that helps them identify which are the areas where they can still reach out to customer and have targeted promotion for letting the customers know that they can confidently provide coverage to them in those areas. This helps develop targeted marketing plans that can be built to gain more customers proactively and not waiting for a customer to call in and figure out and then figure out whether they will get a service in that area or not. So the tool can really help the fixed wireless service providers. The key value add from the tool is that it helps you deploy, plan and deploy CPEs with more confidence. It enables the whole organization to be able to use this tool, and it's not something that requires any great technical or RF knowledge. This is a pretty simple tool which allows you to use the scales on the tool to figure out different deployment scenarios and the benefits of it. So anybody in the organization with zero skills, but with can be zero technicals or RF skills, can use this tool and be able to do help with the CPE deployment planning. It is web-based, easy to use. There is no download or app download or application installation that needs to take place. It gives you resolution up till 1 meter, 1 square meter details. So the output that you will derive from this tool can be used by the actual field team to have precise details about how the CPE deployment should look like. For the customers, the paying customer for the tool, this model is based on payment for tower locations, that is the access points. You can use this tool to plan and deploy as many number of CPEs that you wish to. This does not limit the number of CPEs that you can use for planning and deployment. So once you get your access points entered into the system, you are just paying a standard fee for that access point, not for the number of devices that you use this for deployment. And you always have a direct support available for account setup, tool use, any support related questions that can help your team with using this tool more effectively. So excuse me. Sorry. So, and today this tool is available for you to do like get a hands-on feel as to what this, how it will be useful to you. I'll walk you guys through the demo for this tool. But if you want to go ahead and use this demo website for getting hands-on understanding of how to use this tool, the URL for that is given here. It's planner.federatedwireless.com. The account name is Planner and the password is Federated. This is currently a single same login account for any person who wants to use this demonstration. I'll walk you, we'll soon go to the demo, and I'll walk you through the details of what is there in the demo right now. But I do want to emphasize once again that when using this demo, think about it, how it can help you in deployments, how in installation scenarios, this can help you avoid the hassle of sending a team and then understanding after the team is has reached the customer site that, oh, I cannot, there is no best way that we could get the signal for this customer at that particular location. So without much more delay, I'll.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And David, did you have any questions, or did anyone have any questions or anything else to add here?
Yeah, I think we're gonna let's go ahead and go into the site itself if you wanted to do that, Saurabh.
Yeah.
Just to give a quick overview. So, Jonathan, we're just going to show a little bit of the actual tool.
Excellent. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. So, for the actual tool, as I said, the URL to use is planner.federatedwireless.com. Username is planner, password is federated. Once you log in to the tool, what you are going to see as a customer is the number of towers that have been entered into the tool's database that you have provided all the details for. So in this case, me as a customer, I have provided for the to the Federated Wireless team the information on 3 towers, tower A, B, and C. These 3 towers, their installation details have been provided, which includes lat, long, azimuth, their max transmit power, and once that has been provided, it takes a couple of days for the heat maps to be available for each of these sites. And as each of these sites keep getting added, their heat map keeps getting added to the overall network view that I as a customer has. So if tomorrow I work with the Federated team and get a 4th site added in this tool for my account, and when I log in next time, I will see the heat map for all 4 sites with overlapping display of the heat map, coverage heat map for each site. I can disable the heat maps as I desire by going to this top right corner where the list of the base stations is there, and I can select whichever individual base station I want to check the coverage map for. So this is very useful. This allows you to see what base station is giving you coverage in which area. If you plan to change your deployment plans, move your base stations, and for future want to do any planning about where coverage will be impacted by any deployment changes for base stations, you can very easily see that on the tool itself. Apart from that being one aspect, when it comes down to the CPE deployment planning, it's a very simple process. Once you get to this tool, let's say you want to see at any given location, you want to see that, okay, if a customer calls in, and in this case, I'll wait for this to render properly. I can reduce the opacity, get a better view of what the actual terrain looks like. And there's a customer calling in from Joyce Drive saying, hey, I want to know that at the junction of Broadway and Joyce, will you be able to provide service to me? So once your team zooms into this level, gets to this detail, and if they know the exact address, they can put it into the search window over here, or they can directly use the map view and place the CPE at the desired location that they want to put it at. Once you put in or identify the location where you want to put the CPE, and I'll actually just place this on the roof. Once you do that, the tool itself updates on the coverage area that the coverage that you will be receiving there. And when I refer to coverage, it is the signal strength that the CPE will receive. And as you can see, it gives me a view from all 3 base stations which are currently deployed for in my network in this area. So it gives me the value of, hey, I can get a signal strength, and now I'm going to the bottom left and scrolling through the signal strength slider. So if I say that, hey, I want to ensure that at this location the customer gets minus 60 dBm at least, this tool will quickly help me identify that for me to get that detail, that level of signal coverage, I'll have to use the tower height to be around 28 or feet above the ground if I'm at tower A. If I'm trying to get the signal from tower C, it has to be 48 meters, and from tower B, it will have to be 45 meters. So this tool very quickly helps you identify what is the signal strength you will get at particular heights. And if you were trying to just make the decision based on, hey, this is the max tower height that I want to deploy, okay, you can also set that on the tool in the left panel, the left slider that is available. It is for line of sight, and you can change it to non-line of sight also. So I'll talk about the line of sight and non-line of sight in a bit. But once you set the height, what it helps you understand is, if the CPE is deployed at this given height, which you have already identified over here, 49 feet. So below 49 feet, what is the best signal strength that you will be getting from each of the towers? With this knowledge available, the customer service representative can quickly give a yes or no answer. If you want to help move to the use case of the deployment team, then the deployment team can take that same point and put it at different locations around here and see if there is an impact of RF shadowing from the nearby clutter that changes the signal strength that will be available at that location. So the deployment team can not only understand that at a given location, what is the best signal that can be received and what height, they can also figure out to a granularity of 1 square meter, what would be the best location on that at that site for the CPE installation, and which direction the radio should be oriented for from the CPE to get the best signal for that at that location. One other advantage as about selecting the best antenna direction, you can actually remove other base stations from your heat map analysis as you want, so you can see which direction you should be looking at to get the right signal strength. You can increase the opacity to be able to get a more denser view of what the signal strength will look like as it traverses through the location based upon all the clutter that is there in that area, and you can get an exact view. So this also helps in deployment decisions. You can change that if it's mostly about planning and resource optimization logistics. You can also have a map view that helps you get that level of detail. And the signal strength also allows you to see what is the if you were to select a particular signal strength, what would the changes selected on the slider immediately get reflected on the tool itself. When it gets to using the tool to get the access points added, I'll just zoom out so we can see all the three base stations. So if you wanted to add a fourth base station in your network view, you will the customer will have to just provide all the information related to these base station, the fourth base station, in terms of antenna height, location, transmission, max transmission power, and other details. We at Federated Wireless will be glad to provide you with a template, which is primarily an CSV or Excel file that has all the columns that need to be filled. You just have to fill up that whole template with all the information about each site and provide that to us. Once you share that file with us for the new site, it's an offline process where we go in and get all the data entered into our database, and the heat maps for each site will be generated. One of the jobs task that is associated in that offline processing is that we get all the LiDAR data for that location and make sure that the heat maps are accounting for all the terrain data as it is used for generating the heat map. Once that data is available, the customer gets to be is informed that now they can see the new site in their once they log in into their account on this tool, and they'll be able to see that fourth site and all its heat map and use that in their planning. That's pretty much like an end-to-end view of what the tool can do and how it can be useful for fixed wireless service providers. If there are any questions, I'll be glad to answer those.
Yeah, so if you could zoom in real quick for me. I was looking at the clutter. Does that look to be probably, what, 3-meter clutter?
The clutter height is, I'll have to look that up. I can get that information to you. I know it's more than 3 meter. I think it is 10 meter. 10, okay. Yeah, 10 feet.
Okay, 3 meter. Yeah, 3 meter. Okay. Yeah, if you could zoom in real quick.
Yes.
Zoom in on like one of the roads. And usually how I can tell clutter is if you can see some of the squares where the clutter changes, it gives you an idea of what kind of clutter data you're dealing with. And yeah, this looks to be about 3 meter, which is good. That's good clutter.
So we are using LiDAR.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at the pixels. So excellent.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for that rundown, and it does seem to have a lot of really good, useful built-in features here. And if anyone watching this video, has any questions, we're definitely going to be posting this video on our YouTube and social media. But if anyone has any questions, give us a call at 855-947-7776, which is 855-WISP-PRO, or you can shoot us an email to sales@ispsupplies.com, and we'll get you the answers. And if you like to go ahead and try out the service, we can put you in touch with the gentleman at Federated Wireless and make it happen for you. So, well, Saurabh, thank you very much for that excellent presentation. Thank you, Steele and David, for sitting in. And if anyone has any questions, like I said, just give us a call.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.